guys? Welcome to the Fantasy Football Interns Show. Logan, Ashton, and Justin. I know we've been gone a while, but we're back, and we're here to do our mid-season awards.
Back and better than ever.
Let's go. Just
Today
a little
we-
bit of a break.
Yeah, got
Don't worry.
Just
Now you guys missed
homecoming.
Yeah. That's how college is, though, you know?
Yeah,
Get busy sometimes.
you just-
Yep, how to put this on the back burner.
But yeah, today we have some categories for you guys today. We're gonna be giving out our awards for mid-season players who have done well, players who have done bad, players who have surprised us. We have guys on new teams who are showing out. We have guys new to the league who are showing out, and we're gonna recognize them and see if these match up with how you thought they were gonna do in the season. So we're gonna get started with our mid-season MVPs. Who's got one they wanna give to them?
I'll go first. Pretty hype about Todd Gurley.
There you are.
Obviously have him in our league. I think he's the only running back of David Johnson, Zeke, Le'Veon that is held true to where he was drafted at, definitely.
Dude, I don't know, Le'Veon's been killing it down in, on the beach.
Oh man.
In the weight room, I'm sure he's been doing great on the field. He hasn't done shit. But yeah, Todd
He'll be
Gurley,
ready, he'll be ready.
Todd Gurley's averaging 2 touchdowns a game. That's like what, 14 touchdowns on the year? I had to double check it. Actually told me the other day. I thought it was 11, but he has 3 receiving, 11 rushing.
That's crazy.
He's averaging like 140 yards from scrimmage. I don't know, Zeke. I know you got Zeke. He's not impressed me at all. I think he's had one Zeke-like game all year. How you feel about that?
I don't want to talk on it. My guy's still top 10, so I'll ride with him.
I don't know. I mean, he's doing great overall. I thought
He's doing all right. They brought in Amari Cooper. He'll be all right. It's early.
Yeah,
We're fine. I'm not stressing.
Where'd you pick Zeke? Third?
Third. Wouldn't have done it any other way. I don't know anybody else who would have done it any other way.
Would you have taken Todd Gurley at 3 if he fell?
Oh.
Obviously.
Yeah, for sure.
Obviously.
I mean, over Zeke.
Obviously, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Ty Gurley was the guy. We knew that going in. After what we saw last year, Ty Gurley was for sure on my power rankings. Before the season started, I had him ranked above Le'Veon, had him ranked above Zeke. It's just where I picked that.
So I saw something the other day. I had to first unfollow the Bills Mafia Instagram page.
Really?
I'm done with that. But also, the last post I saw before I unfollowed him was Todd Gurley has single-handedly outscored the entire Bills team
Really?
this year so far.
That's, honestly doesn't surprise me.
It's like
That's pretty
80
crazy.
some points to 80.
That's crazy.
That's
That's
wild.
All right. How about you, Logan? Who are you giving the award to?
I'm gonna go wide receiver, my man up north, Adam Thielen, dude. I had him on my team last year, it's kind of sad I didn't have him this year. But he's at 67 catches on 89 targets, both of those lead the league. 822 yards, total 117 yards per game, both of those lead the league. He's at 100 yards in every game. I think he set the record for most 100-yard games to start the season.
Consecutive, yeah.
Also adding 5 touchdowns on that, not too bad. He's putting up in both PPR and non-PPR. He's position ranked 1 right now, averaging 26 points, and it's 3 points ahead of second place Tyreek Hill, which is pretty crazy. Yeah.
How many?
What's up?
What'd you say? How many points? I'm sorry.
26 points per
Oh
game.
my god.
3 points ahead of Tyreek Hill's in second.
He's just a monster.
I know, dude. He catches everything too, and he's
And I don't
throwing
see
the ball
him.
so much.
I don't see him slowing down anytime
Me
soon.
neither.
Do you guys think he is why maybe Stephon Diggs, but more so I think Kyle Rudolph is not performing as much?
Yeah, I mean, they have the two guys on the outside are just so good. Like, I think Rudolph's just not seeing the targets.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
They don't
drafted
need to-
Rudolph
they don't need
another
to-
league thinking he'd be a lot better.
Yeah, I have Rudolph right now, and he's literally just a red zone threat right now. They're not even
Yeah.
doing that much.
It's also the lack of a running game. I mean, we saw this was the first real game when they had a running back and Thielen go off at the same time. But with the
Yeah.
Dalvin Cook injury,
Mm-hmm.
they're really relying on getting the ball out quick, getting the ball out over the middle, and that's where Thielen thrives.
Yeah, he goes crazy.
Yeah, dude, Latavius Murray put up 22 points 2 weeks in a row now.
Yeah.
Which is pretty crazy. Last week, though, he had 2 red zone touchdowns, pretty short touchdowns.
Yeah. That's good though.
Yeah, so like coming into the season, I didn't really know how I felt about Thielen and Diggs. So I wasn't sure. They both got paid, so they're confident in both of them. I wasn't sure like who's going to come out on top. So I'm surprised to see like Thielen that far ahead of Diggs personally. He's like averaging like 10 more points than him per game.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I remember on draft day, I was kind of looking at them and I was like, the reason I unfortunately picked Larry Fitzgerald in 2 different leagues was because I was looking at those guys like, I'm not
be the one
confident that they'll both be crazy good.
And they've both been.
Either one of them would have
And
done.
so,
I think Diggs is ranked
Screw
like
me for
12
that.
right now.
It just,
He's
Larry
averaging
Fitzgerald's
17 a game.
probably like maybe top
that's still
100.
solid. We're talking about Diggs, like, it's just that Thielen's doing
Yeah.
so much better. But if you're in a 12-team league, Diggs is a #1 receiver.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking MVPs right now.
Yeah, that is
So-
true.
I honestly think I'd take the number 3 on the Vikings over Larry Fitzgerald.
Oh man,
Put Laquan Treadwell out there, bro.
I wouldn't say that.
Oh, they picked him high in the draft. I remember that. They were high on him at Ole Miss.
That is true. And then he put up that trash 40 time, and it was all downhill from there. But yeah, my mid-season MVP.
Yeah, here you go, Ashton.
I gotta go with the gunslinger, the young boy, Patrick Mahomes.
Showtime.
Right now, number 1 fantasy quarterback, averaging 27.3 points per game. He's matchup proof, he's game proof, whether home, away, puts up fantasy numbers, he runs the ball, he's accurate. We saw a lot of, in the preseason, he had his first padded practice against the defense. He threw 5 interceptions, I think the number's right.
Really?
Everybody was like, turnovers, he's gonna turn the ball over a lot, he's sloppy with it, and that scared a lot of people off of him. None of that has happened in the season. He only has 5 turnovers. They were all in the last 2 weeks, but 5 turnovers in the whole season is not bad at all. He still put up monster games those 2 weeks. Also, I want to put him as my MVP over Gurley, over guys you took early, over Thielen, because of where you got Patrick Mahomes. With an ADP of 110 and being the 16th quarterback off the board, Patrick Mahomes then allowed you to trade the quarterback that you took before him. He was probably not, in most cases, the first quarterback you took. He was a backup. So then he allowed you to do other things with your team. Yeah, Patrick Mahomes, if you have him, he's led you to a lot of wins you probably didn't expect him to. And I know for a fact, in one of my leagues, he runs my team. He's the reason I get my win.
Man, could you imagine if he was the first quarterback you picked?
Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Good for you, honestly, because you got a whole slew of other good players now.
Yeah, we're still deep in Andy Reid season. All his teams always do well at the beginning of the year, but so I'm excited to see how they finish up the year. I think they'll be
I think it's going to be a different year. I think it's
Especially
going to be a year.
all their weapons can stay healthy.
It's a whole new team, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see it. I'm excited to see that LA Kansas City game in Mexico City.
Yeah.
That's gonna be wild.
That's going to be a nice one.
I'm a little upset that Kansas City lost. I kind of want to see
Yeah.
the matchup of the undefeated teams, but I still think it's going to be a great game.
Yeah, I think Kansas City could take that game personally.
I do not.
Really?
I do not. I think the Rams are too solid. They'll have all the wide receivers back at that point and be right back where they were.
You think Rams are 16-0? Capable?
I think they're capable.
Yeah, I think they can do it.
I just don't think it's just not something people do anymore. I don't think they're probably resting into the season.
Right.
They might
Teams will
slip up
go.
one
Teams will go
game.
15.
Let's say 14. Let's say they give up the last.
I think they could definitely win 14 games.
Yeah, we see teams go 15-0 and give up the last one on purpose.
Yeah.
Carolina did it a few years ago. That's crazy to think about Carolina.
I
they went 15-1 like
Yeah.
3 years ago.
I think the Rams will lose one accidentally, like in the
Really?
next 5-6 weeks. I mean, they almost lost the Seahawks.
I know,
But
it's
the
just like
Seahawks, and I love
True.
Russell, but the Seahawks.
yeah. I
Without
just think
that
it's
ball-
because they can air it out the passing game with Jared Goff. They can run it with Gurley, and their defense is solid.
Everywhere.
They're a textbook team.
They're so good.
Definitely.
And their coach is a mastermind.
Yeah.
Oh, the interview with
McVay.
him? My gosh. He just knows every play from everything he's ever called.
And he does well with leads.
So on to our next award, we got Rookie of the Year candidates as our mid-season point.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna start this one off just because I'm gonna pick the obvious guy.
Go ahead and let them know.
That's
We just want to mail him the award now.
Royce Freeman, obviously. Saquon Barkley, here we go. I drafted Saquon. It's a little controversial, but I was super happy with that pick. Rushing yards, he's put up 480 yards. He's 4th in the league. 5 touchdowns, he's 5th in the league. Receiving, he's had 49 receptions on 61 targets. He's 6th in receptions in the league total. He's the only running back in the top 10. He's got 425 receiving yards, most of them are running backs, also put up 2 touchdowns on those catches. If he was, I did a little research, crunched some numbers, guys. If he was only a receiver, just counting his receiving yards, he would be ranked the same as Jarvis Landry and Brandon Cooks. And he'd be higher than guys like Sterling Shepard, Keenan Allen, Devin Funchess, Kenny Galladay,
Wow.
which is pretty crazy. And put on all those rushing yards and touchdowns is wild. Yeah, he's ranked second of running backs, averaging 26 points a game. Yeah, 7 total touchdowns. Eli can't sling it anymore, so that dink and dump game has been perfect for Saquon.
Yeah, he takes those passes and gets good yardage with them. He doesn't go down.
Mm-hmm.
I know I hate saying it because everybody says it every time he's brought up. His legs are crazy.
Dude, his quads are watermelons.
People hit him and bounce off of him.
It is crazy, and he makes them miss too.
Saquon's
Does everything.
Saquon is the best running back in the NFL.
I would not disagree with that.
Saquon Barkley is the
I
best
do not
running back in the
disagree with
NFL. He's going to change the game.
I'm gonna go with Saquon probably.
Yeah, because that's scary. That's scary as
Oh,
hell.
bro. Put some pillows in your pants.
All right, guys. Yeah, I think the guy I picked for rookie of the year is probably a little more up in the air, but definitely I'm picking him because he's not a Saquon. You know, we knew Saquon was going to be super successful, going to be a great player right off the bat. And I think a lot of people were looking for that rookie of the year on draft day. So I think Sony Michel is definitely up there with how the game's been going for him lately. I know with Rex Burkhead and some of the guys getting put on IR, that definitely opened the door for him. But I mean, that's what we're looking for. That's probably why you took him. You know, having over 100 rush yards in the last few games and at least 1 touchdown, sometimes 2.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's great numbers, especially for where you grabbed him at. I mean, I probably grabbed him 8th or 9th round in the league I have him in. So, I mean, it's just consistent, man. 100 plus yards, a touchdown every game. Like, what do you want
Yeah, like
from a rookie?
that injury is tough, but I think he'll come back healthy. So there was no he avoided major damage in his knee, so that's good. He'll probably
I think
sit
he's
out a
out,
couple
he's
games.
out
He'll
week
come
8,
back.
maybe week 9, but I mean,
Yeah,
he's
get
still...
healthy, especially with the injuries to that backfield. I think
Yeah.
Michel's definitely gonna.
I mean, I think you were playing him. If he's healthy, you were playing him every week. I think.
Yeah.
Oh,
for sure.
absolutely.
So,
He's a guy we
He's
brought
at
up
least a
before.
running back 2, I think, every week.
Mhm.
yeah.
For sure. Running back 1 even.
Yeah.
Could be a low-end running back 1.
I mean, he
We
gets
brought
it.
him up before, and one thing I say about him when we do bring him up is the Patriots took him in the first round for a reason.
Yeah, I agree.
Patriots are normally never wrong either, so this is a good running back who will be good for the future. Those knees are really scary. He missed a lot of preseason. He's hurt right
And
now.
didn't he have some knee injuries in college too?
Yeah, yeah.
Him and each other.
That is a huge concern, but hopefully he gets healthy in the offseason, comes back.
Yeah.
I mean, he
Yo,
can be
hey,
something
Todd
great.
Gurley had the same shit when he was in college, so
That is
I mean,
true,
look at
yeah.
him now.
Yeah.
RIP.
That is
Another
true.
rookie I was just thinking about was Calvin Ridley. He had a couple of huge games. He's kind of slowed down now, but he's someone to look out for sure the rest of the season. Just a solid, like,
Yeah.
10 points a game kind of guy, I think.
I think he's kind of going through like a little early mid-season slump, and I think
Yeah.
he's going to pick back up.
Yeah,
I really
definitely.
think he could maybe finish top 15, top 10 if he had great games.
Yeah, I could see him finishing top 15. A couple of great games. He had like that 40-point game.
Yeah, so he's got the potential. Matt Ryan obviously is throwing to him. So-
For some reason, they can't get Julio the ball in the end zone, so someone else has got to get it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's true. Yeah, I really don't have a rookie for you guys. I mean, I'm not going to waste your time. I'm going to go with Saquon, the guy. Saquon's the guy to give it to. He's rookie of the year. He could end up, I mean, the Giants aren't good enough, but this was a guy who I think will get him an MVP award or 2 before his career is over. He's just getting started. Moving on to our next award. I don't know if this is an award you want to win, but we have draft busts.
No trophy
Guys
for this
who-
one.
Guys who you took pretty high and you relied on as starters on your team who really never panned out and performed. I can go ahead and get us started with my best friend, Chris Hogan. Chris Hogan is
You like him.
trash, and I've said Chris Hogan is trash since the beginning of the year. Chris Hogan was a receiver that went in the early to mid 4th round in most drafts,
That's crazy.
and now he ranks receiver 56, averaging 8.8 points a game. If you drafted Chris Hogan, you wanted him for those first 4 weeks when Edelman was suspended to be your guy that you played, Tom Brady's guy, who get a lot of targets, a lot of looks, a lot of yards, and he didn't even do that. And now we're getting into the weeks where Gronk is coming back off an injury, he missed some time. Josh Gordon is getting more acclimated with the offense. He's getting more familiar with Tom Brady and seeing more looks. I just only see Hogan's numbers going down from here. And at this point, he's a guy you can and should drop to the waivers.
Yeah, dude, he's only owned in 45% of leagues right now, which is pretty crazy for someone who's drafted that high.
Right.
I think he's gonna keep going down too.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of to touch on Josh Gordon, I don't know if you guys remember this place specifically, but Patriots go for it on 4th down last week, and they throw it up to Josh Gordon 10, 15 yards down the field. I mean, just kind of
He
speak
went
on
up
what,
for it.
yeah, speak on what you said. I mean, that's a I trust you throw
Yeah.
from the
Right.
quarterback.
On
Yeah.
4th down.
Yeah,
Mhm.
4th
Fourth
down,
down,
going
1-on-1
10, 15 yards
I know
down the
exactly
field.
what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I think Josh Gordon and Tom Brady's lockers are right next to each other too.
For real?
Yeah.
That's good. He has to keep his eye. He has to keep an eye on
Get him in
it.
that TB12 method, bro.
Who's got another bust?
No, I think
for us?
Justin mentioned a guy that
Who's
he
also
kind of missed out on.
complete trash. Yeah. Speaking
Get
of
back to him.
Speaking of trash, what this guy and Chris Hogan have in common on our sheet here that we're reading off is in the first line they both have trash.
See
Complete caps. So
Mr. Rash,
obviously
throw him
we
away.
are talking about the garbage that
I did not even see
unfortunately, if you were thinking they were going to be good. But anyways, my guy Larry Fitzgerald, a lot of respect for him. He was the first NFL player I had a poster of growing up. Really liked the guy growing up. But I was kind of high on him. I think he had a pretty good year last year. This year he's just not doing it. In fact, he's got 255 yards on the season right now, and by week 7 last year, he had 2 games that had more yards.
That's
What?
And he had a 138-yard game and a 149-yard game by this point last year. So I don't know what the fuck's going on with Larry.
Yeah, and that's one of those guys you hate to see,
Yeah.
just regress like
I
that.
know, he's such a good
First
guy.
ballot Hall of Famer, in my opinion, but
Number retired.
just not a big year for him.
Yeah, it's rough.
You think
Yeah, I
he's done?
definitely thought he'd be better. I thought he would at least be getting the volume of catches. Maybe not the yardage that he used to be. Maybe not the
He's just not
touchdowns.
getting
but
targets.
I know, it's crazy.
I mean, it's like I watched the game and it's just he's
Yeah.
just out there. He just showed up.
Yeah.
You asked,
New offense.
do we think he's done?
I mean, do you think he's gonna have another year?
I don't know, because I think Larry Fitzgerald's one of those guys who will not up and go to a different team to try and win real quick at the end. He's a Cardinal, he's always been a
Yeah.
Cardinal. I mean,
This
if
might be
they
his
can't,
last season, dude. That's
if Josh
crazy.
Rosen can't get it together and get his numbers up, I don't think Larry's gonna waste too many more years doing nothing on the field.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't see them. I don't think he's got a ring, so I don't
No.
see them winning a Super Bowl anytime soon under Josh Rosen. So
Yeah, dude, I don't know. Christian Kirk might be the answer to that team.
yeah, right.
Pass it off to the young one.
I'm going to get to my draft bust. Hurts me to say this, but this is one of the guys I missed out on. It was Derrick Henry.
Look at this.
Yeah, his average draft position was 42nd, the 21st running back off the board. He was picked ahead of guys like Tevin Coleman, Marshawn Lynch, Carlos Hyde, Deion Lewis,
His
who's
teammate,
been
yeah.
killing it. Chris Thompson, Tariq Cohen's been killing
The
it.
list goes on.
James White's on here, bro. We'll talk about him more
Sony
later.
Michel and James White are significantly lower
Yeah.
than almost everyone you just named.
Yeah, dude. He's only averaging 6 points per game, and a lot of that came on this past week. He finally got a touchdown, I think. He scored 14 points.
Oh, big week.
I know. He's ranked 50th amongst running backs. But I don't even know if this is a Derrick Henry thing, because that whole offense hasn't been doing anything.
That is
Oh,
true.
tell me about
I
it.
do think it's a Derrick Henry
You
thing.
think so?
There are just some running backs who can't step into the lead role and take over.
Yeah.
Like DeMarco Murray's gone. They thought Derrick Henry's gonna come get DeMarco Murray's 20 touches a game and do what he did.
I mean, he's not even getting that
It's
many
not happening.
touches, dude. The offense just can't move the ball.
'Cause I wouldn't give him
Marcus
touches.
Mariota can't move the ball.
The way he's running the
Yeah,
ball, I
that's
wouldn't
what
give
it
him
is.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. I personally think Henry's a guy you could hold on to for a bit longer. Wait a couple more weeks, see that offense thing, because they're in a new system. Maybe they can start clicking towards the end of the season. But, I mean, if there's someone good on the waiver wire, yeah, I'd probably
I'd agree. On to the next award. This is one you do want to win. This is one people slept on you. People did not think you had what it takes. And you showed them that you were a late round steal. So, Justin, you got a late round steal that you want to give out?
Yeah, I gotta go with your MVP, Patrick Mahomes. I'm not gonna
Easy pick.
reiterate everything you said, but basically, I mean, what the heck? This guy's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
Like, you said, what did you say, 16?
16
16 quarterback.
16 quarterback off the bat?
You got him to sit on your bench.
And now
for
he is
a
the
while.
number
Quick,
one
Justin,
fantasy quarterback.
name 16 quarterbacks better than Patrick Mahomes.
And
Oh, yeah.
we're done.
Exactly.
There's none. There's
And
not
we're
one.
done. Yeah, I don't know. The records with the touchdowns in the first few games, I mean, just how he looks running that offense, like, that's his fucking team.
Yeah.
That
And he knows it. If you watch him play, he loves what he's doing out there. He is balling on people and he's
I
like,
just love the weapons he has.
Yeah.
Tyreek Hill and Kelsey. I mean, I feel
And I
he's
feel
got
it's like a
everything.
diverse set of weapons too.
He's
He's
got
got Sammy
everything.
Watkins
with
in there, another
speed,
big,
with size,
big,
with
big
everything.
A very
receiver.
consistent running back.
Cream Hunt. Yeah, it's pretty
He
crazy.
walked into a great situation. He's making the best of it.
Really
That
good.
is true.
Yeah, dude, he hasn't been like running that much. He like ran a good amount this past week, but once he starts like using his legs more, it's pretty
I
serious.
mean, he's just got it all.
Yeah, one guy that I just mentioned as a late round steal was James White. His average draft position was 108.
Oh, man.
42nd running back taken.
Oh,
I
Now, I
wish
mean, I
I'd
get
picked him
it.
at 42 overall.
right. These are ones
I mean,
that
I
you
get it
hear, you're
because,
like, I should-
It's hard. It was hard with that three-headed running back tandem with Burkhead, Michelle, and White. It's hard to pick the guy, but like Burkhead went higher than him, and Michelle both went higher than him.
Yeah.
And James White is ranked 6th among running backs right now, averaging 21 points a game. Some other guys that were picked ahead of him were Jamal Williams, hasn't done shit. Alfred Morris, Peyton Barber,
Alfred Morris was supposed to be the guy. And
Rashad Penny. All these guys were picked ahead of
That's
James White.
hilarious.
Pretty crazy.
Duds.
Yep.
My late round steal, I'm going to give my award to George Kittle. One bright spot, the only bright spot in my Niners season so far has been Kittle. Right now ranked tight end 4 on the year, and in a year where tight end is by far the toughest position to manage. We've seen Greg Olsen, Delaney Walker, Rob Gronkowski, Jack Doyle, Tyler Eifert, Tyler Croft, Evan Ingram,
You run out of fingers, I got you.
Ed Dixon, Hunter Henry, and Austin Seferian-Jenkins deal with injuries on the season.
That's crazy.
And Kittle is a guy you got late who is putting up great numbers. The Garoppolo injury scared a lot of owners, but his numbers have gotten even better with Beathard stepping in at quarterback, who he played with since college. If you got Kittle late, this is also, I like giving out awards to guys who can then allow you to do other things with your team. If you drafted Kittle, he was not your first quarterback, so you either kept him or traded him, or should have kept or traded another tight end you've owned. And that just makes your team so much better because you can rely on a guy that you got late. Alright, so as award night is coming to an end, we have one more set of trophies to give out, and that's for players who are balling on a new team. This award is going to go to guys who change rosters and still come through with fantasy points that they put up on their old rosters, or maybe even better. So who wants to go ahead and lead this one?
Yes, I'll jump into it with my guy Brandon Cooks. Loved him last year on the Patriots. Love him again this year. I know a lot of people were controversial about him, especially with a lot of weapons. Cooper Kupp, Todd Gurley, Robert Woods. A lot of people were kind of like bagging on him, like he's not going to go to this team. He's been on now 3 teams. He's not going to be the same. He doesn't have a top 10 quarterback, a future Hall of Famer quarterback. We don't know that, but everyone's just bagging on him, and he's been great. I mean, he's top
Really
20
good.
fantasy receivers.
Yeah, he's definitely been
That's
producing
with
better than he was in New England.
that's with missing some time with injury.
Yeah. Still 81 yards a game, only 2 touchdowns on the year, but he's still averaging 15 fantasy points, so he can only go up. I mean,
Yeah.
Brandon Cooks is going to burn some guys, get some touchdowns.
Yeah, and it's crazy because I feel like when you think of Brandon Cooks, he's someone you think of maybe relying on scoring touchdowns to get his points, but he's still been putting up points and he hasn't many touchdowns.
No, he's had a lot of big games.
Yeah, he's definitely evolved past a guy who just runs straight
Yeah,
down the
yeah,
field
yeah.
and catches a deep
For
ball.
sure.
You see him a lot over the middle now.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and they have so much flexibility with like those wide receivers that they get to do a lot of.
I mean, they're just such a threat that you can't just be like, this guy's going deep. I mean, they can literally all just run any route, and then it's going to be a defensive nightmare.
That team is scary.
I think the only thing to make it worse is if Jared Goff was like a successful runner. I mean, he's
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put Mahomes. Put Mahomes. Ooh, that would be
Nightmares.
Yeah, I didn't think that team could get any better, but that'd be unstoppable. My award winner on a new team is going to be Jarvis Landry. Right now, wide receiver 19. Landry still holds a high floor that he's always had his career. With only one game this season below 11.9 points, that's reliable. Put him in your lineup every week, and you have nothing to worry about. He's put up numbers with both Tyrod and Baker Mayfield, and I think that says a lot. Tyrod was a Pro Bowl quarterback last year, and Jarvis had to survive through bringing in a rookie quarterback, and he's doing just fine. And as his rookie quarterback gets more and more comfortable in the league, and they continue to build their chemistry, Landry's numbers will only continue to rise. The team that just traded away Carlos Hyde. I think Nick Chubb can suffice as their as their running back, I'm sorry. But quarterback too, maybe. We haven't seen it yet. But yeah, I think Landry will continue to do his short routes, be someone that you have to stop and look out for across the middle of the field when the running game is not working. He's a possession receiver, and he does the job well, so he's going to get the award from me.
Yeah, Landry's been putting up numbers for sure. Nothing's changed. I got a guy coming off a big Super Bowl win. A lot of people remember from throwing that pass to Nick Foles. Tutter. Yeah, Trey Burton. I didn't realize Trey Burton had been in the league so long. It's his 5th season. He's finally a starter, putting him work in. Yeah, he adds a new threat to that Bears offense. That Bears offense is looking pretty good. Trubisky's slinging it.
This is
Sad
be
to
saying
say.
that.
I hate having to say
With
that.
Trubisky slinging it.
What? Mitchell. Yeah, Burton's averaging 14 points a game. He's ranked 6th among tight ends. Like you said, tight ends been pretty thin this year, so it's pretty big. He has 4 touchdowns. And yeah, dude, I think it's the best tight end Bears have had since Greg Olsen back in like 2010.
Yeah.
Pretty crazy.
I'd agree.
I didn't know Greg Wilson was on that team.
Yeah,
Dude.
Killing it.
You know, side note, sad thing was I found myself looking for Mitchell Trubisky on the waiver this week and was disappointed when I couldn't
When
find
you
him.
couldn't find
When you
him.
found that I
Yeah,
picked him up like 2 weeks ago?
Yeah,
that's
I
what
was
I thought.
like, you know, here I am.
Never would
It's
I
like
thought.
the walk of shame to the waiver wire. Looking at Mitchell Trubisky.
Yeah, y'all were shitting on Mitchell Trubisky a couple weeks ago. No,
We
I
were.
was
I was taking
still
a fat shit.
I still would. It's all right. He's had some good matchups.
Oh, God.
He's had a lot of teams I'd like to go out there and play against. But we'll see. We'll see what.
You can
Quarterback,
go and put up some
2019.
Trubisky numbers, though?
Yeah, I could. I think I could. But yeah, we're gonna wrap it up. Thank you for joining our fantasy football mid-season award show. We got a lot of guys that are gonna be happy to receive their awards in the mail. They're coming out soon.
Yeah, Saquon. Keep an eye out for it, okay?
Before we sign off, we're filming this Thursday night. Texans, Dolphins. Who you got winning? Texans are at home.
Texans.
Let's say
As much as
Dolphins.
it pains me because I
Dolphins.
need the Colts to make some moves,
Rock us,
I
why?
think the Texans are going to get it done.
I think the Dolphins are, and it's not because of Brock Osweiler. It's more because Deshaun Watson scores 1 touchdown a game, if that. Like,
That is true.
Short
what?
week.
What is? You got to score points.
And you know,
You got to score points to win.
Lamar Miller's the goat in the backfield. So
Lamar
can't
Miller's
rely
had
on the
1 or
running
2
game.
good games.
Lamar
My
Miller's
God.
terrible. I was exaggerating.
Yeah. It's not even that I think the Dolphins are that great. It's more like the Texans
The
just
Dolphins
can't.
are great.
The Texans can't finish.
I'm gonna go Texans at home. I think they get it
I'm
done.
going to Texans at home on the short week.
We saw them
Thursday
get it
nights are
done.
always weird.
We saw them get it done prime time against Dallas. So
Yeah, Miami's got some injuries. They got 2 wide receivers hurt, right?
that is true.
Start your Danny Amendola.
Jesus, dude.
All right, well, let's get out of here and watch some football. We'll be back to you guys later in the week so you can get your lineups and your matchups right and get this dub.
So guys, thanks for tuning in. We'll see y'all soon. Good luck.